Is Iowa up for the challenge going on the road to Crab Cake Country on a Friday night this weekend? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Big Ten Ted coming at you for this preview. Hawkeyes and Terps, both teams 4-0. And Iowa, of course, ranked in the top 5 in the country. And it's mainly due to that dominant Hawkeye defense, which is one of the best in the country. Second in the Big Ten right now, only giving up 11 points per game this season. And they're forcing a crap ton of turnovers here early on this season. Now, given a lot of those turnovers came in the Indiana game, especially the interceptions, the Indiana game and the Iowa State game, those were the games that were the better opponents on the schedule. Now, Maryland is hosting this game. It's in College Park, and Maryland is one of the best offenses in the country. Taulia Tagovailoa, one of the best quarterbacks in all of the Big Ten right now. He is the top quarterback in the Big Ten Conference right now. Tua is slinging it around the field. Maryland, third in the Big Ten right now in total offense, 37 points per game they're putting up. They put a 60 burger in one of their games this season. The top passing offense in the Big Ten right now is Mike Locksley's Terps at 253. Dante Demas is their main target, second in the Big Ten in receiving, 111 yards per game. He's rattled off a good amount of touchdowns this season. Their main target, Fleet Davis, in the backfield as well. Good running back, can make things happen, catching the ball out of the backfield as well. You can run through guys, you can run through numbers till you're blue in the face, and I just might. But here's the matchup. Iowa's defense, Maryland's offense. I think that's where this game is going to be won or lost. Here's the question that you got to ask yourself. Can Maryland's offense put up yards? Can they put up points against the Iowa Hawkeyes? No offense has really shown that they could move the ball or score the ball against this Iowa defense. Iowa is a ball-hawking, pun obviously intended, defense on that other side of the ball. Riley Moss has taken the ball away a couple of times, especially in that first game against Indiana. Jack Campbell leading the team in tackles on the defensive side there. It's a dominant defense. And we've seen them dominate Indiana. We've seen them dominate Iowa State. But all due respect to those teams, this is the best offense that Iowa's seen so far. Beginning of the season, I thought maybe Brock Purdy, and even going into that game, Brock Purdy and Iowa State would give them some troubles. Well, look what happened to Iowa State since then. They've continued to take steps down. Whereas Maryland, Taulia Tagovailoa, going to be able to sit back there and make some throws. Can Iowa get pressure? Maryland really hasn't had to deal with a lot of pressure on Taulia Tagovailoa this season. So if Iowa can get pressure, that's going to be a whole new thing for this Maryland offense to deal with. When Iowa has the football, watch out for Sam Okuano, the defensive lineman. 4 sacks this season for the Maryland Terrapins. That's second in the Big Ten in sacks. That's a big part of the Maryland defense. If they can get pressure, right, this Iowa offense hasn't shown that they can make big plays. Spencer Petras, Tyler Goodson, they haven't really shown that they can go down the field. They haven't needed to. Their defense has given them great situations on offense, and their defense has prevented the other team from really being in a lot of these games. So for those people that say, well, Iowa's offense hasn't really done much, right? They haven't proven that they can be a top 5 team or a playoff contender. Well, they haven't needed to. Because Iowa's defense is, well, they're scoring points too. And they have been dominant in those games this season. So, can Maryland force Iowa into some turnovers? If Maryland can hang around and they can get pressure on Spencer Petras and they can limit what Iowa is doing offensively, Maryland might have a shot in this game. I look at the other side of the coin. 10 touchdowns, just 1 interception for Taulia Tagovailoa. He hasn't turned the football over. He's protected the football. I like their win against West Virginia, right? West Virginia played Spencer Rattler tough. I think Taulia Tagovailoa played better against West Virginia than Spencer Rattler did. I do like Iowa in this game, but we're going to find out a lot about Maryland, right? Maryland, that game against West Virginia was nice, but we're going to find out just how good of a team this Maryland team is. It wouldn't surprise me if Maryland won the game. I think Iowa has some, I wouldn't say troubles on offense, but there are a little bit of concerns of them moving the football and being able to play good enough offense to compete for a Big Ten championship and maybe a national type of championship conversation. Their defense is elite, And that's going to be where this game comes down to. Can Maryland move the ball? Offensive line play for the Terps is going to be big. If Iowa can get into the face of Taulia Tagovailoa, force him to do some things, Iowa's going to have a really good chance in this game. If offensive line for the Terps plays well, gives Taulia time, you know what he can do when he's got time back there in that pocket. He can make plays to all of his targets downfield. It should be a fantastic match. I'm intrigued. This is one of the most intriguing games so far this season because Maryland's kind of been winning some games, laying in the weeds, so to speak. Iowa has been way up here, right? Big wins over Indiana and Iowa State, and everybody's talking about that Hawkeye defense. But is an upset brewing with Penn State coming next week for the Hawkeyes? Something to keep an eye on there. What do you guys think? You think Maryland has a shot to pull the shocker in College Park? Or is it going to be business as usual for the Hawkeyes and that dominant defense? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe for all sorts of Big Ten football content. I'm Big Ten Ted. We will see you in the next one.